We are live.
Hi, guys.
Oh my God. Hey, everyone. So, we're going to be talking about Warbreaker today. I feel like maybe I should read the synopsis. I don't know. Maybe I'll just read this one. It's short. Okay, so Warbreaker is the story of two sisters who happen to be princesses. The god king, one of them has to marry a lesser god and an immortal trying to undo the mistakes he made hundreds of years ago. There's a world in which those who die in glory return as gods, a world transformed by biochromatic magic, a power based on an essence known as breath, which can only be collected one unit at a time from individual people. But it's worth it by using breath and drawing upon the color in everyday objects. All manner of miracles and mischief can be performed. And it also goes into saying Brandon Sanderson proves again that he is a master of what Tolkien called secondary creation, the invention of whole worlds, complete with magics and myths all their own. So, let me see. Hey, good afternoon. So, we talking about this beautiful book, which I loved. You're not late at all. We just started.
Yeah.
We just started. This is definitely one of my favorites out of all the books we read so far.
Yeah.
And gave 5 out of 5 stars. What you give it, Bree?
I give it 5 stars. Disclaimer, I don't know how many people are here. I still have literally what, 70 pages?
It's okay. Say
It's
okay.
70 pages left. Okay. Did that stop you from rating it? No. No matter what, within the first 2 chapters, it was going to be 5 stars. When you know, you know. Okay.
Oh my God.
So, when you know, you know.
Yeah. But I love this book to the point, like, it reminded me of, I'm going to keep saying it, Beauty and the Beast. Because that's how the layout was to me, in a sense.
I can see that.
In a sense. Favorite character? I'm going to say Light Song.
Me too! Light Song was, look. Light Song, at first, I love the humor with Light Song, and then eventually he got to like start questioning things and like trying to figure things out, but he was messy at the same time, causing trauma. There was a point in the book where he was just like, I didn't want any. He said something along the lines of like, I don't want anything. I'm just coming over here to waste my time or something. Like the humor in it was flipping hilarious.
Right. I love the banter. I loved everything about him. And the thing is, he was very curious about who he was before he became a god, which I was curious too. He kept asking these questions, and I don't know why I thought of it like he thought like he was a detective, and for some reason I thought of Wax and Wayne. For a second, I thought like, is there a connection here? That's what the first thought I thought of, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought for me, Tonk and Deneth seemed like Wax and Wayne at first in the beginning. Yeah, and I was like, do we really have? They were very shady, but like they also were, pretty funny in the beginning, and then when it took a turn, I was like, hold on, no. But
yeah,
I kind of thought that myself. But hey, Pat.
Hey, everyone. But like, let's go like towards the very beginning. It was interesting. We're getting more information about Sharee. And I actually liked her because she was just nonchalant, living her best life. She's the youngest out of all the kids. And she don't got any duties. She got no responsibility. She can just live free.
Yep.
And then her sister come. And I don't know. I had mixed feelings about her sister from the beginning anyway. She seemed a little snotty to me.
I agree. Very snotty. But at the same time, she had a sense of responsibility, and she kind of carried herself like a future queen. And so being raised like that, she had a standard to uphold. But I did not like, even knowing that and trying to give her grace over that, I was like, I still don't like you.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
Yeah. He was funny. At first I was like, is this a farce just for show? It was so over the top.
It was.
I think that was just him. But then I appreciated him. I think without Light Song, I think the book might have been a little dry.
Yeah, I agree.
But just here to say hi. I'll have to watch this later as I'm only about 200 pages in. No worries. No worries. Thank you for coming in, though. I appreciate it. Everybody in here. Why did the library close? Oh, I have no idea.
Girl, I don't know why your library closed.
Yeah, I have no idea. I honestly don't know.
Your library closed. Mine ain't closed.
I have no idea. But the dad part, I didn't like how he was thinking of, like, politics and strategic types, especially if a war was going to occur. And of course he chose the youngest, Sharee, who had no idea, was not raised to be a queen or whatever, and to have the child of the God King.
Right.
Was not prepared. So he just said, you gotta go.
I can't lose my best asset. Take the one.
Yeah, my best asset is my oldest, and if I'm gone, she will be queen here.
Yep.
But it was weird because it was interesting because usually they favor sons.
But it's always firstborn.
Yeah. But I appreciated this because it was a woman, Usually, even if the girl was the firstborn, they would still have the firstborn son.
Right, that's true. Yeah. It would automatically go to the...
Yeah. So I do appreciate that for the representation for that. Hence, the narrator was a woman as well.
I didn't get the audio.
Oh. But yeah, the audio was a woman. We didn't get Kramer this time.
Yay! Was it his wife, though?
I think so. I forget who it was. I forget. But I liked it. It was a woman's voice. I needed a break from Kramer. Just a small one. But I don't know. I would definitely be scared. I think she was scared, but I feel like she should have been more terrified, maybe.
Who?
Sharee. But I will say she was terrified when the priest was telling her, like, you cannot talk to the God King. You can't do this. You gotta do what he tells you. I did not like the part when she was on the floor for hours.
Man.
That really...
I was just like, what the fuck? But you know what? She eventually, because, from my perspective, they were told for years, like, God King is scary. Don't do anything wrong. They'll take your breath. They'll kill you. All of these things, right? Like, they are the evil, just don't betray them in any way. But I was so proud of her when she got up off that dry ass floor.
I know.
She was like, fuck this shit. He not doing nothing.
But it was...
I was asleep.
It was so weird. I'm like, is the God King kinky? He just likes to look at the naked woman. I was like, what's going on?
Priests would be kinky. They're the one telling her.
They were watching.
Yeah, telling her to get on the floor and bend, for what? For hours. To be on that floor for hours.
I'm like, girl, I know you gotta be hurting, which she was.
Yeah, she was, and fell asleep right there on that floor. And eventually she got her ass up. Okay.
Yeah, but then you have the priest who's like hinting like everything is not as it seems. So I'm thinking, okay, he must be a good guy trying to help her out. Give her, or seem to give her the scoop on whatever. And then I remember one night she was like, I don't give a fuck. Why? What are you looking at? She just talked to the guy.
You're right.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm sick of this.
I'm going to bed. Fuck got in the bed and he kept staring at. I would be freaked out.
Yeah.
I'm like, imagine yourself in a dark room. You have a fire that's lit, and you see the bed, and you just see glowing eyes just looking at you.
Glowing eyes, and then his aura of all of his breaths.
Right.
That would freak me the fuck out.
I would be terrified. It was weird. That whole interaction was weird. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. At first, it definitely was. But when I think about it, like Vivenna, I don't know how she would have taken it if that was her. If the roles were reversed.
She would have stayed on those goddamn knees. She was a
Yeah.
she was a
rule follower. Siri was not. She was the rebel.
Yeah.
It would have just been weird.
Knees.
She would have never had known the God King or nothing. Didn't talk to him. Nothing.
For months, just stood on those knees. Okay, I'm not stood, but like, you know, on all fours. I'm ready for you.
Right. Vivenna, though, she seemed so naive and stupid for her to be the older sister, and Siri was just very smart. She was very observant. She was trying to put 2 and 2 together.
She really was. I was just really happy that we had a non-stupid sister in this book, because I would have been really pissed at the thought of Vivenna being a main character in this book. Because other than being told what to do, you ain't got 2 brain cells to rub together. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in the beginning, you know, we haven't got past that part in the God King, but like, you know.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, in her head, she's like, why I need to go get my sister. She's probably raping her right now. And but I'm thinking to myself, you were accepting it. Like, rape is completely wrong. I don't support that. That's some, yeah.
Yeah, the R word.
But you will allow him to rape you.
R word.
Yeah, R word. Like, she didn't care.
Right. So, like, she's married. Why would he be R-wording her? And you're so concerned about it, but you were willing to for you to go through that?
Yeah. Just her logic was off to me. I get it. She was raised to do this, and I think in her head she's like, "No, this is not right." So she went off to rescue her, and then she met some interesting characters, Dennis and Tonk.
Tonk.
Which they were interesting characters.
I thought they were funny, and I knew there was something like iffy about them, because like, what the fuck? Things just, you know, seem weird the way that things were aligned. But at the same time, like, in the beginning, at least they were, you know, trying to help her and go and different, you know, go through the city and teach her a little bit. So
yeah, but I also like how Siri talked to Lightsong. I love their interaction because she wanted to know the history of it all, of the God Kings and stuff.
Yeah.
But then she also got to know the God King, who is known as Sisabron or Sisabron. I feel bad for him. They took his tongue and stuff.
I was gonna say it, but I was like, are we giving spoilers at this point?
I mean, this is the live discussion, so
okay.
Technically, it's pretty much spoilery, I guess.
Took the man tongue and didn't even teach him how to read, write, do anything to be able to communicate.
It's just have a nice smile and wave, and that was it. I'm like, how is he the God King? It seems like the priests are running the show.
They are. It's trifling ass priest.
Yeah.
Which is interesting from a Brandon Sanderson perspective, because religion is so important. And you got these scandalous priests, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We weren't told. Yeah, I agree. At least we weren't told what that training was about. Yeah. Says we might as well. I don't know why it's closed.
No.
What else? Hoyd.
I love Hoyd. I mean, like, at this point, Hoyd has a special place in my heart, and he's a beggar. It depends on what planet he's on, or what part of the Cosmere he's on that he decides like I'm gonna be, XYZ.
I was just tired.
Storyteller. He just got all types of titles, and I'm kind of intrigued by that.
I was tired of him being a beggar. I'm like, I was so drained with that. I'm like, okay, is this what he has to offer?
Yeah.
Like just to be a beggar, or an elantris where he was supplying weapons to the
He was trying to get money to go to other places,
Yeah, but now he's a storyteller, and talking, like I could just imagine him talking, and you're just listening to him tell the story.
God.
And apparently, and he had, like I said, he had a couple of pages where he was telling the story to Sharee and Lightsong. And yeah. But I'm also happy that she wants to know the history of the Holodren.
I agree.
Because if she didn't know, she wouldn't have known about the God King, the origins of the God King, how.
We're talking about Sharee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about Sharee, yeah.
Like how, seeing how long they lived, because she was like, how many God Kings has there been? That,
And I think if Vivenna was, queen, she wouldn't have done any of that.
No, she just sat there and looked pretty.
Yeah.
Changing her hair color. Which I did love that magic that they had. All the royalty can change their hair color.
God, that's so cool.
Based on their emotions and stuff. So I do like that aspect. And then it was weird because in the graphic novels, White Sand, it was interesting because when he's talking about it, he says that series watched the black sand turned white.
Yes.
I was like, wait, what? This references to
white sand.
Sand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh.
I don't remember the sand turning black or black sand turning white, but there is a dark side and white, a dark side and a light side. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's a reference to the sand turning colors when water is extracted. So they're able to put their hand down and
yeah, because he mentions the origin of the Holodren God Kings, and then he talks about how bringing up another hand, letting powdery black sand drop from it, mixing with the sand that fell from the first hand. So I don't know. I'm like, what does this mean? Break it down. Mm-hmm. You just saying metaphors and whatnot. How am I supposed to know what that means?
Another Brandon Sanderson intertwined Cosmere.
Right.
I definitely thought of that too. And it was like, oh my God.
Right.
I know I have that tagged. What page is that on?
For the White Sand?
Mm-hmm.
This is on 375, closer to the top, very beginning of the top of the page.
Yep. Look, I said, what the fuck, hold. Wait. Bleach something sand. I don't know. Either way.
Isn't that interesting? He's the most powerful, but they did these things to keep him controlled. Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder what power he would well, if he's a God King, he could do anything. He could unleash so many different things.
He could do a lot. He could,
but then again, he wasn't the real God King. In a sense.
In a sense, yes.
Because they took a kid.
A random kid.
Yeah, and then said, here is the God King.
Mm-hmm. Here goes the return.
Right.
But that's a good point. But he had so many breaths that he could have cured a whole city or something like that, right? From what I remember. Because the other gods could only help one person. But the God King could help, hundreds.
Yeah, because it breaks down like it had 5 kings in the 300 years. And then it said the peacegiver created a new god king. So the peacegiver died by granting his breath to his successor, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like my goodness, it's like complicated, but not at the same time. All about like breath and stuff. And even like on page 383, it says each god king has passed from this world shortly after his son, an heir was born. It is natural. Once the heir has survived, the god king grows restless. Each one has sought out an opportunity to use up his breath to benefit the realm. Huh. But then again, they weren't trying to have him use his breath. So apparently, like you said, they didn't want him to fix anything.
At all. They just wanted something to kind of look up to, type of.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but he still has those breaths. Yeah. But I'm glad Sharee opened up with him, tried to communicate with him. He started, trying to write stuff out to her and stuff.
Mm-hmm. He got really good too.
Yeah, and then and how they started to connect. I really like that, which is hence why I feel
that's what she means by connect.
Yeah, that scene was, I wanted a little bit more steaminess to it. But again, this is Brandon Sanderson. I wasn't gonna get that much.
No. Brandon Sanderson said they about to be love making. Y'all just not gonna hear about it
and
from
then next chapter. I'm like, damn, you don't have like details, which I like that connection. And hence why I say Beauty and the Beast, because in the sense he was known to be, in society as the Beast, and she was, she's beautiful. Yep. He even said so herself, like, you're beautiful, like your hair, like, I'm like, oh, he's a romantic.
And then he kissed her, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm like, this is cute.
And then he said something along the lines about, his mom not being his real mom. If he was, some random child, potentially some random child. Mm-hmm. He was like, and that's the only one that, cared for me. And then later on, he says, I lied. My mom is not, I'm paraphrasing. Mm-hmm. My mom is not the only person that loved me. You care for me too, and something like that. And then he kissed her, and I was like, oh,
so cute. It was cute. What? I love that. I love that. But even like also like I asked this question, like this is on page 384. It says Hoyt looking up, smiling. I learned it many, many years ago from a man who didn't know who he was, Your Majesty. It was a distant place where 2 lands meet and gods have died, but that is unimportant. And I was like, is this possibly Elantris? Because it said where and gods have died. But then I don't know.
I didn't even make that connection. Yeah, they definitely died in Elantris.
Yeah.
So far that we know of.
Because Sharee asked him, and says, tell me where did you learn such an unusual method of storytelling? And I'm like, was this Elantris? This is the only place I could think of. But I don't know about 2 lands meet. I don't know. And I'm like, I need a map.
That might be White Sand.
Maybe. But it says it says a man who didn't know who he was. So maybe it's not Elantris then? I'm like, did we meet this person already? Who has not know who that person was? I was thinking about that, and I'm like,
Well, it could be because the prince in Elantris, once he,
yeah,
once that happened to him, then he was able to shape and mold and I mean, like, he was able to do a lot of things and didn't realize he could be Elantrian and had magic tied to it.
Maybe. I had that question in my little tabs right here because I'm like, is it Elantris? But yeah, it wasn't that much steam, but I wanted it just a little bit. Yet their love story was still sweet. Yeah, it was sweet. It wasn't on some crazy, like, it was, she was learning some craziness about him. and he didn't really know nothing. He was naive. He was like a child, but this like mindset of a child, even though he was like hundreds of years old, I guess. So.
Yeah, he was never taught, right? Even though if you can be a grown up if you're never taught things, right, wrong, your ABCs, all of those things are essential.
Yeah.
You're basically have a mindset of a 5-year-old. So
let's see. I read pages 192 on chapter 18. Okay. Did you like it that far in? But what do you think of Vasher? Because we come right in where he pretty much killing people.
first of all, I was kind of intrigued at the fact that he was like this evil. I kind of looked at him as like this person who to be wary of, like he is potentially a bad guy. And then he turned out to be the coolest motherfucker ever in that goddamn book, other than Lights On.
Yeah, because at first I'm like, this is the villain, but it threw me for a loop. Obviously not a villain.
No, he's so knowledgeable. Like
he's the savior. Savior for Vivenna, anyways, because Vivenna was.
You could have left her alone. We didn't ask for that.
She was
asked for that.
Trying to sell herself and everything.
She could sell her.
I'm like, whoa! You went from being this snotty, prissy princess soon to be queen, and then you homeless and stuff, and you about to sell yourself.
Girl, take your ass home. Didn't nobody ask you to come out there. You know what I'm saying? We didn't ask for you. So all of that was her fault.
But I'm glad Vasher came and saved her because, yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, she was going through it.
Yeah.
She really was.
I felt like Vasher was a complicated character. He was written well. Yes, he was. Because we were like, why is he doing this? What's the purpose of this?
But you know who I really liked?
Who?
Nightblood.
Oh God, the sword that was just
sword
that was talking.
That fucking sword, bro. That's a good ass sidekick. He was like
every time that sword was talking, I'm thinking like it's on his shoulder, just talking to him.
The evil entity just sitting right here, ready to knock people's heads off. You know, that's what I thought of it.
Right. Like Lily's talking, like, "Hey, Nightblood said," and it's just so interesting, and how like Nightblood was able to remember certain things or try to relay to Vasher who this person was, like when it came to Denth, and how Nightblood was like, "Oh, this is Veritrelides," and now he's Denth, and I'm like, "Whoa, he changed his name." But I feel like we're not gonna know. We're gonna see. I think we're gonna see Denth in Stormlight because this is after the mini war. So we don't know anything about the beginning of the mini war. Like, and then the gist of Vasher killing Shahara. So I don't know. Yes, I felt like Nightblood as a very knowledgeable,
a bomb ass sidekick. You know what I'm saying?
So knowledgeable.
A bomb.
I wish I had that in real life. Just a sidekick that's in my phone or something, just talking to me.
Willing to knock people's heads off. Let's not forget that part.
Right. True.
I will protect you. Is what what Nightblood did. So I'm here for it.
Also, we have, if we go back to Light Song, how he ends up finding out who he really was. And I appreciate that because he was a good person in the beginning, trying to save his niece from drowning. He saved her and he died. and now you became a god. And I'm like, that's really nice because you did a good deed and sacrificed yourself. You become a god.
That's super cool.
Sometimes I think about like, man, like when we leave, what do we become? You know, there's always there's a lot of different beliefs and religions who feel like, you know, reincarnation and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, that'd be nice if I came back as a god. But then I don't know who I was in my past life.
Exactly.
It wouldn't.
The Buddhist community, they believe that you always come back and you're reincarnated. So if you're an awful person in real life, while you're here, you'll come back as like a snake or an ant.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a rat or a snake. I wouldn't last.
You know, I just look. I hope Nightblood just is around for a while, like in other books, because
I think he is, because Vasher, he's known in another name, but I don't think it was brought up what his name is. His other name is. I think he's known as someone else. I think, because I don't think he was introduced to us yet.
He was one of the 5 scholars of Nalthus.
Oh, yeah, we're not spreading. This is a live discussion.
I know, I put him in time out. I don't know. Nethys is part of the move. Where is that called?
What?
I'm trying to look at the Cosmere world.
Yeah, if he comes back again, that'll be insane.
Oh, it's Nethys or Naldis is the world for Warbreaker.
Ooh. Hey Tia. So, you're good.
5 scholars. He was presented as teenagers, and he is quiet and willing to talk. Yeah, it doesn't say. It just says that he's one of, like, I just found one spoiler saying that he was one of the 5 scholars.
Okay, so we'll probably get to more about that Stormlight. But
the 5 scholars are a group of the returned. Made major breakthroughs through awakening and biochroma.
Yeah, I think it mentioned something like that. Let me see, with the returned. I'm trying to look it up and see if I can. After all, who predicted the war? Yeah, it goes back into like the mini war, like Strife Lover. To attack the kingdoms across the mountains. I think that's how the mini war began. And that's when it's weird because the Strife Lover, and also known as Kalad the Usurper, he returned as and was peacegiver. And the man who overthrew him and founded Holodrin. Okay.
Yeah, now I gotta look up these 5 scholars. I have no idea.
Yeah, because I'm interested. Yeah, so yeah, it even mentions it, the fight, like on 378. One of the 5 scholars made a discovery. Commands, methods, the means by which a lifeless could be created from a single breath. But it doesn't go into depth about the 5 scholars. He just mentions one of the 5 scholars. But Tia, we were just saying, like, this is definitely one of our favorite books so far.
Scholars. Oh, this is Hoy talking about it.
But Hoy definitely was going into depth with it.
The 5 scholars split, joining different sides. Some kingdoms gained the use of lifeless, while others did not. So is Vasher a potential god?
I think so. because they were using the lifeless was going to be like, even towards the end, it was towards the war. Which in the lifeless, I think we both talked about it. It sound like it sort of makes me like remind myself of the Colossus.
Without the shards.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
And it's so crazy that he does the same thing but with a different spin. Like there's a lot of similarities. But I would expect that in the world.
Yeah.
Like let's just say there's another, not Earth, but in space there's another set of people, aliens, whatever. Well, they look somewhat like us, have hands, have feet, different things like that, similarity. So
yeah. I will take the lifeless over the Colossus though, because the Colossus are strong. The lifeless says are no stronger than living men. They are the same. They are not more skilled than living men. They are the same. However, not having to eat like regular men, that advantage was enormous. Mix that with their ability to ignore pain and never feel fear.
Yeah.
I wish we could never feel pain. Shoot.
That would be amazing.
I'll take that. So that was their advantage, was they could never feel pain. They could just keep going and going without eating or nothing. That's interesting.
That's a no for me. And then they just take these breaths, like even when I was reading about the breaths, sorry, I'm cold. When I was reading about the breaths, I felt like I can see it. Like part of their soul is just moving into different things, into different people. It was extremely for me, like I could visually see it just like flowing. It's like, man, that is cool. So cool. But I like the idea of like breath and like how you're able to enhance and see colors more and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just found that interesting. And yeah, Tia, I think Vasher, as we said, I think he is a god too, but he never really talks about it or brings more up. He just gives like little hints now and then.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing like Vasher did kill Denth.
He did.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah. On page 631. He's, I guess, his dagger would
get to.
Dagger sliced.
Give us a scoop.
He sliced his throat
with Nightblood.
With a dagger.
Oh damn! I thought my homie was gonna get it.
No, Nightblood missed out.
Dang, that's my homie.
Yeah, but get this. So it says Denth shook, bleeding, and lost control. His hair suddenly bled to deep black, then blonde, then an angry red. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, are you royalty?
Because are you a sibling or cousin?
Right, because only people in the bloodline, the royal bloodline, can do that. I'm like, who the fuck is Denth?
Yeah.
Or Trilides, whatever. Like, who is he? I literally says, I thought only royalty inherited the hair changing. I was like, is Denth related to Sharee and Vivenna?
He might be. He might be with his traitorous ass.
Then who is he to them? Like, maybe a cousin, a distant cousin.
Maybe a cousin. Maybe the king had a brother somewhere. Or
but then Sharee and Vivenna would have known about, especially Vivenna.
They wouldn't necessarily know.
Well, no, because
Vivenna stayed in
do they live? I want to know like their lifespan, because Denth fought and stuff during the mini war with Vasher.
Yeah, but if he had a lot of breaths, which I don't think they mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm curious.
but I'm curious now too. Like, look, I'm getting the scoop. I'm tell us more.
But yeah, it looks like another war is about to start.
I really hope. I know he will eventually work on Elantris before Warbreaker, but I'm kind of wanting Warbreaker. It already has a title and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I also like how Lifesong made that sacrifice, like we talked about, and Sisabren or the God King's able to.
Okay, why did he make a sacrifice?
Because I think he was dying.
The God King was dying?
Yeah, so like on the back, so it said, Lifesong gave his life to heal me, the God King said. He somehow knew that my tongue had been removed. The return can heal one person, the priest said, looking down at his god. It's their duty to decide who and when. They come back for this purpose, some say, to give life to one person who needs it. So that was Lifesong's purpose this whole time. That's why he came back after he saved his niece. He came back as a god because he had another purpose, and I guess that's what the purpose was.
To give the God King back his tongue?
Yeah, to save him, I guess, to bring back his powers, for him to speak now, and to use his breath.
Okay, hold on. Because where I ended up, Sharee was being locked away. So they had a plan on showing the gods that he was missing his tongue. So he did that?
Yeah, because his Lifesong high priest holding the god's head, and he took off his head. They cut his head off.
The priest's head?
The priest, I guess, hold on, maybe I'm rereading this one. Man, the priest looked up, he smiled, though she could not see. I don't understand. She said, looking at his friend. I'm gonna have to read this one part. It's been a minute. Because he was dying. It's interesting. He led her to a chamber, scribes crushed, turning over bodies so she could corpse. Lifesong is tired, drained on color. Yeah, I guess he saved his life somehow. Or have him regain his abilities.
Yeah, but before then, he told the God King told the gods that he didn't have a tongue. Because
I don't think he didn't know. I think because I think he was also, especially with how Hoyd and stuff was telling the story, I think Lightsong was also putting two and two together.
Yeah, he was trying. Lightsong was definitely trying to make connections.
Yeah. Yeah.
The God King was being held captive along with Lightsong.
Realized.
Okay, that's what I was. Hold on. Rewind.
I'm on page 643. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because Bluefinger struggled to ram his knife into Sharee's chest, but the God King raised a hand. You will stop. And I'm like, oh, he can talk now. He said, Sister Brun said it.
Not my wife, motherfucker. Back up.
Yeah, I had it underlined and everything. Oh, man.
After Lightsong gave his breath or gave his life form.
Yeah. Yeah, even it says Sharee stood dumbfounded. Oh, God. Oh, he was even crying and stuff because he could talk. Oh, let me see. Lysong put all of it together in terms of the God King being used as pawn. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't read the end. I have about 70 pages left.
But yeah, so it's just so revealing. I want to know, but like, what's gonna happen after this? But we're not gonna know until Brandon Sanderson
2030.
Yeah, that's too damn long. But oh yeah, so okay, So Vasher, this is when Vasher on page 636, when what was it, Vivenna? He was like, "Who are you?" And then and Nightblood said they used to call him Talixon. I guess that's what his name was.
That sounds so familiar.
He's one of the 5 scholars.
I know.
So he lived over 300 years ago. So. Oh, biochroma. See, that's what now I know. Biochroma. I was like, okay, biochroma. What? Biochroma can keep a man alive a long time. Okay, but he's known for other things too.
How many times did I say he's one of the 5 scholars?
I didn't, because I'm thinking he was a god. But is he a god too? I don't know. I need to know more about Vasher now.
He's one of the 5 scholars. Your eyes popped open so big
because I'm like, wait.
He's one of the 5 scholars. I was like, I know. I said that.
Yeah, you did. But now I need to know who else was he, because it says he used to be called other things. I'm like, man, how many multiple names do you have?
Look.
Like, I'm curious now.
What page is his name on?
636.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Ooh. I gotta look it up. Talixon.
Yeah.
Because that sounds so familiar.
Talixon. Yeah.
Let's cheat. Why not?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to this ties into all the other books. The way it ends is open-ended. Right. Disclaimer, this is the only book I've read. It's okay. Yeah, on page 635 on the ebook, Light Song gave his life to heal me, the God King said. He somehow knew that my tongue has been removed. Yeah. Light Song. I'm gonna miss Light Song, but I hope, like we all said, I hope he comes back. Because I actually like him.
I wonder if they're gonna come back and like go back to not telling them about their lives and da 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 da.
Yeah. Or
is it based off of like, because if it seemed like there was definitely more than 5 gods. Like there was so many.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it does confirm that Vasher is a god though. His hair turned golden and all that stuff.
Who did that?
Vasher. The God King watched with interest. He was now faced by a fellow god, a man of his own stature. This is on page 644.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I've been reading all these other books and didn't even finish.
But it even says
mic drop.
Because Sisabrin asked him, he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "The one responsible for you getting your tongue cut out."
Oh, motherfucker!
And I was like, "What? What the fuck?"
Traitor! You motherfucking traitor!
So wait, and I'm like, okay, so you're the reason why his tongue got cut out, but for what purpose?
For a Light Song to interrupt everything, and why does it have to be that way? Why do things have to be difficult for hundreds of years, and then like we have a plan, and then Night Song is gonna, be the one to save the God King? Like, just don't fucking do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like, and then Vasher gives the God King the Khalid phantoms or whatever for another war that's to come. I'm assuming, because he's putting him in charge of the army. And now that's the thing. You leave. Okay, so you give Sisabrin the army and have him in charge, but then you leave with Vivenna to discover all these different worlds. Huh. What is your purpose here? Like, what is your main thing?
They end up leaving. I thought they were locked up. They got locked up and then they got out and started traveling.
Yeah, it's all in the epilogue. Yeah. Because this is when the war starts. It's the next day, an army of 1,000 stone soldiers charged from the gates of the city, running down the highway after the lifeless had left that day before. So it's just weird.
Damn.
So this is when a war is starting. And then Vivenna was like, I need to find myself who I really am. And that's when she leaves with Asher. She doesn't know who she is.
Bitch, go back home.
You live with privilege and you don't know who you are? I guess.
I guess. Like, I can't even imagine. I am gonna finish the book.
Yeah.
I'll read it tonight.
I'm going to go back and reread that part, but only that part. It was extra long. Right. I need to do a full reread of this book. I feel like if Brandon Sanderson has a follow-up with this one, I feel like we'll probably do a reread.
Oh, 1000%.
Because it just leaves off with us just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Comes out with like what's going on?
And the crazy thing is, Vivenna ends up with a god anyway. Like, damn. Her jealous ass. She really pissed me off most of the book.
Right.
Really did. So, I don't know.
It's just interesting because it goes into saying like Vasher's rivals, like Kuth and Huth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess somebody's trying to restore them or bring them back. Then he says, okay. So he says there are 5 of us. Me, Denth, Shashara, Arstil, and Yestil. Are these the 5? I hope these are not the 5 scholars.
Arstil, Yestil,
Yestil,
Basher, Yestil,
yeah.
Basher,
Denth, and Shashara.
That's what I found online too.
I'm like, huh.
Arshil has Cloud, which I'm guessing that's another sword. Bashir and Shashara has Nightblood.
Mm-hmm.
So, are they that's how Nightblood was created?
I don't know.
I don't know. Only 2 left though.
Because it says it looks like Yestil has resurfaced. And then Vivenna was like, he's related to Arstil. And they was like, oh, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, It's interesting about this epilogue.
Let me see if I can share my screen on what I found.
Yeah, it says, the sword Huff, what's your real name? Vivenna finally asked. My real name, Vasher asked. Yes, she said. Everyone calls you things. Peacegiver, Kalad, Vasher, Talixon. Is that last one your real name, the name of the scholar? He shook his head no. But he said he doesn't even remember the time before he returned. So he doesn't remember who he was.
Mm-hmm. Can you approve my share screen?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So I don't know if I can make this bigger, but here it goes. Arstil, Yestil.
Is that better?
Connect.
Is that better? Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Basher and Shashara.
Mm-hmm.
Blood. And then Deneth. The color just means that they're deceased. So these 2 are still alive, but you can see that they're connected.
Yeah.
I don't know what this thing is. I'm guessing it's some type of weapon.
Uh-huh.
But I want to know. Oh, it says marriage. Ooh, they were married?
Wait, what the fuck? Wait. So,
let me see. Here goes the key. So siblings. So these 2 are siblings.
Yeah, Shashara and Denth are siblings. Yeah.
And then this is ancestor or descendant. This right here Vasher and Sharee are married.
But
and then these two are related, are siblings.
yeah.
Sharee and Deneth.
But
And
Vasher killed Sharee with Nightblood, I believe. I think.
They created somehow Nightblood. So I'm guessing that's the connection. And then these two are siblings. And these two are married. Okay. That's all I got. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Now I need to know about Denth, though, because he's related to Vivenna and Sharee. Because his changing hair.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, he could be a descendant. He could be like the ancestor to their family line or something, right? Because if Vasher is as old as we think, then and there's only the five scholars.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of them. He probably his line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vivenna is his descendant, and he did now. So
I could not stand Vivenna. She was giving book smarts, but no common sense. No, she had no common sense.
Needs to
had more common sense than her.
No brain cells. You hear me? None.
It's like she was brainwashed as she was being raised up to be the wife of the God King. I'm like, who would want her? Okay, she seems like a bore. Okay,
and ended up with a god of a okay
God who don't remember who he is.
Doesn't remember who he is, but was married to one of her ancestors ish. Because if she is the line, I'm making up shit, but hear me out. If she is a part of Deneth's line, and Deneth is siblings with Sharee, and then Shashare's man is now with Vivenna, and keeping it in the family.
True.
Vasher is keeping it in the family. Like, I know I just killed your long-lived descendant. But
yeah.
You can come roll with me.
I'm curious. I feel like I'm about to spoil myself. Because I want to know.
I got to make those connections. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I want to know about Denth and if the relations between like their families. Yeah, like let me see. I'm curious, y'all. I gotta look it up. Let me see. There's always these spoilers because people be on here, especially on Reddit.
So mine says Denth or Vara Tradice is one of the 5 scholars. He may also be a member of the royal line of Idris. So, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Her name is Sharee. Relatives is Vivenna, Rigger, Fafin, and Sharee. Ancestor is Vo. Who the fuck is Vo?
I have no idea. This is interesting. It does say they're related, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to know the. I want to know.
Sharee, the sworn enemy of Vasher. Other scholar. Tonk. He was a leader of the mercenary band, including Tonk, Jules, and Claude. Who the fuck is Claude?
I don't know. It just says relatives. I'm like, can you go more in depth? How related? Like, whatever. Maybe we're not gonna know until probably Stormlight.
The lifeless. Okay, so you remember when Denth and Tonk and their other person,
I forget her name.
I forgot her name. They had a lifeless. that is Claude. That was created by what's his face? Aristil.
Ah, okay.
I'm seeing it.
Okay.
Why did Basher kill his sister? No idea.
Maybe there was a purpose. Maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Nightblood killed the sister.
Yeah, not technically Vasher. Nightblood did.
Why are you blaming this on Basher? Nightblood got a mind of its own.
That's true. But Denth made it seem like it was Vasher. So that's why Denth was trying to had a vengeance for Vasher. I don't know.
Man, I want to know why the sister died.
I feel like we're not gonna know until we start Stormlight. That's how I think.
Upon her return, she was named Glory Singer. What? And eventually marrying. Sharee and Vasher worked together to create a command for the Nightblood, destroy evil. Nightblood mentioned that she argued with Vasher, claiming that he could be a poet or scholar like a man. Sharee drew Nightblood the only time in battle during the mini war. Okay, just tell me how she died. Okay, I feel like I'm a
Vasher used Nightblood. Yeah, Vasher used Nightblood to slay Sharee, so he did kill her. Oh, when it became clear that she was going to reveal to the general populace how to create more sentient swords.
Oh, hell no.
She had already revealed the command to create lifeless from a single breath, which was a contributing factor in the start of the mini war. So he had to kill her. She was doing too much.
She trifling.
Oh man.
Jeez. The connections being made.
Yeah. Everybody cutthroat this Cosmere world. Oh man.
And the crazy thing is, I feel like this book was more subtle, but it still had that action that we absolutely love. But as far as it seemed like a softer approach with compared to his writing. And I know that his wife was
contributed
to the book.
Yeah.
So I could see
her parts in it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. He needs to have his wife be involved more in it. It gave it a little extra something. Like with this book, it was soft in a sense, but good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to women, you know. Mm-hmm. There's not so much of that. Well, no, I take that back. In Elantris with Serene, you know, smart and stuff. He's pretty good when it comes to portraying some of the women in his books.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him that.
Even some of the, you know, Brandon Sanderson fans out there that have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers said that they like Brandon Sanderson is really good at portraying and, you know, making female characters.
Yeah.
I still feel like based off of not even just like the character itself, just like the you can tell that there's a feminine touch in the story.
Yeah.
In the story itself. How the women are talking to, like Sharee talking to the God King, this, you know, like the cuteness in it. There's a lot of cute scenes. So I was just like, oh. And then you turn around and you get Brandon Sanderson where he knocking heads off with Nightblood, you know. So
yeah.
I'm like, that's so cute. I absolutely love this book. It was
was a breath of fresh air. It's definitely different from the other books, which I think I like I said, I think I liked this one. Like, it's definitely one of my top favorites from Brandon Sanderson.
I agree. It's so far. I could definitely reread this. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
I definitely could reread this. I think this book. I mean, it's long, but for me, you're getting a bunch of things. Everything that you want in a fantasy book is there. Like I said, with the breaths itself, it was like it became whimsical. I could see like and in my head there was music flowing at the same time as the breaths were being, you know, and extracted back, and I was just like, oh my god. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I agree with him writing women characters. Yeah. Sharee was Vash's wife, not sister, or did I mishear you?
No,
That's
wife.
that's his wife, and that's Sharee is Dent's sister.
Dense sister. Yeah.
They battle, and he kills her to prevent great. Yep. More lifeless and more of the swords, because apparently Nightblood had a mind of his own, and he was on. Like, if you made more swords like that, I don't know if that would be a good idea.
They'd be running in the streets.
That would not be a good idea
At all. He said, I had to choose the world first, and you got to go, wifey.
I'm like, did he really love her though? I feel like maybe it possibly was a marriage for convenience. It was not like real love.
No,
I don't know. I really want to know about it now.
There's only 5 of them.
True.
And Deneth, being the sister of Sharee, you know, and then now we know potentially the ancestor person of Vivenna, and now Vasher is with Vivenna. Girl, Vasher, you just staying with the family. That's all.
I honestly don't know.
Hair changed colors too, since they were related.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, like, when we read Stormlight, how I'm sure this is going to be happening. The first book is going to be stuff prior to the mini war, I'm assuming. Like, how it all builds up.
Well, it's on a whole totally different, not world, but, you know, planet. Like,
yeah.
So it shouldn't be on the same world, I don't think. Or not the world, but
who knows?
The gods should be different. Which, speaking of, who are the gods of Warbreaker? We didn't even talk about that because we know the gods of whatchamacallit? What am I trying to say?
I don't know who the gods are of Warbreaker.
I don't think it mentioned it, right? Do they even have a shard?
I think they do. Hold on. Court of God. It mentions the 17th shard.
I thought the 17th shard was Elantris.
I don't know. Because there's many gods in this book.
Endowment?
Huh.
Endowment is a shard.
Interesting. It didn't mention that, though.
It didn't. Preservation, ruin. We know that. It didn't mention endowment.
No, because I would have circled it and just. Let me see.
It must be in the next book or something.
I think it is, yeah. Because it did not mention about a shard and Warbreaker, from what I remember. Oh, yes, endowment. The vessel. I think you said the vessel's name is Egli. I don't remember what.
I don't remember that either. Who the hell is that? Look, we're opening doors upon doors upon doors. Who the fuck is this?
I don't know.
The Tears of Edgley are named after her. What the fuck is Edgley?
I guess we're not gonna know then. We're not gonna know.
Edgley is an immortal, immensely powerful. She can even bring the recently dead back to life, bestowing her splinters divine breath upon them.
Yeah, it hasn't mentioned Eggley yet. Nope. So we're probably not gonna know till later.
Okay, well that's another door that just been cracked open. Man. Yeah.
Okay.
That's so weird because we knew about the shards in Mistborn.
Right.
The next book is called Nightblood. The title for the sequel is called Nightblood.
Oh, well, we ain't gonna wait. We're gonna be waiting years for that.
Man.
Why does it wait so long? Because I don't know how I'm gonna feel after we read it all, but then he has those other books, but then we're gonna be reading those next year, and then we're gonna be waiting
Forever and a day.
Did y'all start The Way of Kings? Because the shards are in this book. No, haven't started it yet.
No.
We're gonna start that next week. They're starting this coming Friday for the 24-hour readathon.
I'm gonna start it during the 24-hour readathon.
Yeah, that's when I'm gonna start it.
Taking notes, because man, I feel like we're about to dive into a more complex world.
It's huge too.
Massive.
It's a big book.
Supposedly Stormlight 5 is gonna be even larger than the other ones. So
when we backed him, it said it came with audios, didn't it?
Mm-mm.
No, fuck. No. Oh, damn it.
We did not get that audio. I'm gonna tell you here right now. No.
I'm gonna have to read that in parts of the month. I need the audio definitely helps get you through the book, and there's no audio.
Yeah, but Stormlight 5, that book itself is not coming out till 2024. We got time.
Yeah,
we got time.
What book is coming out January? What book is that?
Defiance. That is the Skyward series.
Wait, is that the one? So the one we backed him for, those books,
those are secret.
Yeah, he said that the first one comes out January next year.
The first quarter.
Yeah, first quarter.
So it could be in January, it could be in February.
I won't.
I think he wants them shipped out and people to receive them by February.
Gotcha.
So that's what I took from that.
I won't start with Kings for a few weeks yet. That's fine. You're good. I still have to read the comics. Yeah, I still have to do those too.
Yeah, I did one, and then I to be honest, I don't remember.
I might wait until maybe when I can get them again, get them physically.
Yeah,
whenever that is.
I don't even. They're not even in libraries. People have taken them.
Yeah.
That volume 1, you can't even get it.
That's crazy.
But there is a bind up that Dynamite. It's a company called Dynamite. They're selling. So it's a bind with all of them.
Maybe
they're not. They're not cheap.
Right. No. I agree, Tia. The audiobooks is definitely be saving me. I need to go back to launches because I forgot the shards in this book. Yeah. But I think that's about it. I don't think we touched base with at least the ones that we can add up to anyways. It left us with questions, which he's done that with every single book that we've read.
Right. Fucking Sanderson.
So,
Yeah, Sanderson.
but this one definitely left us like wondering about a lot of stuff. Like, didn't mention the shards from what I remember at all. It left us wanting to know more about Vasher. Now I want to know who he is, because he's, like, he doesn't even remember who he was because he's
right. And the 5 scholars. Okay. Are they like the beginners of the shard? The person who had the shard, who took the shard from, because the shard was split up in 16. The person that took the shard and created this world, then created 5 scholars. Like, what?
Yeah, I need some.
What happened? Why are they so fucking important? Who cares about these 5 scholars? Are they like the beginner of the beginners? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are they the original gods, and then somehow people died, and then came back reincarnated, and that's how other gods were created? I need questions.
Right. I honestly don't know. I don't know
either, but god damn it, why you gotta do this like that?
Right. Oh, I'm like, I need answers, and you just make me have questions about everything and questioning other things that we've already read. Like, did I miss something?
Something.
Yeah.
Something. But I can't wait to start Way of Kings.
Right. Yeah, I am excited about that. It's just huge. Thank God I got the audio for that one at least.
my tabs ready. I have my bookmarks ready. I'm also gonna I might as well get a fucking notebook and just start writing shit down.
Yeah.
Because it's just so, I feel like it's gonna be so complex. And the thing that I'm going to love about Stormlight Archive, even though we're finishing the series with Stormlight Archives, there's 2 novellas and 4 books. So we're gonna be in this world for a while.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in this world for several months, like Mistborn. And I'm kind of happy about that, because the last 2 months we have been like in, out.
We world hopping.
Yeah. And books. World hopping in books.
Right.
Absolutely. And we're gonna finish the year with the same characters, world. We're gonna have a good grasp on it. So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I really am.
I gotta get the audios for all of them.
Yeah.
And the Dawn Shard and Edge Dancer. I don't know if Edge Dancer is a part of Arcanium Unbound.
I think it is. Yeah.
But Dawn Shard is not. Dawn Shard has its own audio.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Dawn Shard is small. It's a small book. So
a small novella.
Then we gotta go back into Wax and Wayne.
Oh, fucking Wax and Wayne. I know that's some people's favorite, but I'm just like, that Western feel, I just don't give a fuck.
I didn't really care as much, but
you didn't care at all, and I'll say it for you.
Maybe this next one might make me more interested. Maybe.
Hopefully. The only thing I cared about was the fact that Bree was somehow, has descendants. Like, what the fuck? Bree has descendants? Okay. I had to read 600 pages just to know that.
Yeah, you just told me with one sentence.
Exactly. The hands of Bree and this person and that person. Okay. Yeah. You didn't have to make me wait 500, 600 pages.
Right.
That's it.
But we shall see.
The Hope of Launtress will definitely go down as one of my favorite novellas.
Yeah.
That fucking book. I could read it right now. That book had me mind blown. Okay. I know I was the only one probably thinking. I was just it literally threw so many different worlds in the Cosmere in one little fucking small novella. It really was an info dump.
Yeah.
Like, I need that in every edition, because I think the US edition is coming out with more, because they stopped printing them. I think they're coming out with more in October. I might do that.
Oh my God.
Judge me.
I'll let you do it. I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Thank you.
But I think that's it. I think we covered everything. I don't think we missed anything. We were very thorough.
Mhm.
But I think we'll end this right now. We'll end it. This was really fun. Thank you all for joining us with this discussion. If you missed it, it's okay. You can watch it on the replay, catch it on the replay. But thank y'all for coming. Our social medias will be down below in the description. We will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.
Adios.